Hi, everyone. Today we're going to talk about leadership and love. I've noticed lately there has been some advice out there from the dating coaches who say most people in the dating scene are dysfunctional and clueless when it comes to dating. There's also a lot of hype about the assumption that most people have unresolved current or childhood trauma, thereby needing to go to counseling. And while that may be true, it doesn't necessarily mean we should categorize people in groups of the functional people worthy of dating versus the dysfunctional people unworthy of dating. We must be careful not to become judgmental and behave in a way that inflates our own self worth while harshly criticizing others in the process. At the end of the day, we are all considered a work in progress. And that means no one is perfect, but we all are doing our best. And some of us are further along in our journey of personal growth and self development than others. Okay. So I just want to say again, at the end of the day, we are all considered a work in progress. And that means no one is perfect and we all are doing the best we can. And some of us are further along in our journey of personal growth and self development than others. I think this is worth mentioning, everyone, because I know sometimes it if we focus too much on the negative, on what's not working in the world, it sometimes could make us feel real pessimistic, and then we start, uh, not realizing that we're start judging people and putting them in categories. And I just want to say that I want to remind all of us that we all are working in progress. Um, so how then do we navigate in our relationships in this seemingly precarious world of people at different levels of maturity and dysfunction? I believe the answer lies in the beauty of letting relationships organically evolve as each relationship serves the purpose as a training ground for personal growth and self development. In other words, relationships provide us with invaluable opportunities to learn more lessons, practice self love so we can love others. Okay, so I just want to say again, how then do we navigate in our relationships in this seemingly precarious world of people at different levels of maturity and dysfunction? I believe the answer lies in the beauty of letting relationships organically evolve as each relationship serves the purpose as a training ground for personal growth and self development. In other words, relationships provide us with invaluable opportunities to learn more lessons, practice self love, so we can love others. So the key is not to shun or shut out those who are dysfunctional, but to lead in love instead. For it has been said, you can love people without leading them, but you cannot lead people without loving them. Let me say that again. So the key is not to shun or shut out those who are dysfunctional, but to lead in love instead. For it has been said, you can love people without leading them, but you cannot lead people without loving them. At the very heart of leadership and love is how we feel about people that will ultimately determine how we treat people, how we see people, and how we communicate with people. It's about leading with the heart and not just by authority. What does leadership and love mean when it comes to relationships in general? It's about leading with compassion and love and not power. The motivating factors are caring and understanding when leading in love. Some of you may be asking, how does this relate to our personal relationships with our partners? Folks, I know some relationship coaches say that men are supposed to lead in relationships. With all due respect, I personally don't agree with the statement because both men and women alike have different strengths and weaknesses. So it's not fair or reasonable to expect all men to lead in all areas if they're not strong in all areas of their relationships. In my opinion, when it comes to leadership and love, it's a shared leadership between two partners. It's two partners working together as a team while individually having their own strengths, which I call the team building skills, to contribute to building the relationship. So let's look at some of the skills needed to build a successful long-term committed relationship or marriage. Okay, I'm going to at this point list some skills that are needed in a team or a committed relationship or marriage, but it's not the entire list, okay? But you'll get the idea of what I'm trying to say. Okay, so some of the skills is communication, listening, conflict resolution, emotional regulation, stress management, honesty and vulnerability, sexual and romantic, flexibility to adapt to changes and compromises, self awareness, forgiveness, giving grace when needed, fun, having some adventure, trying or learning something new, being a provider or a wage earner, financial planning, organization, general planning, uh, the outdoor yard work and indoor house chores, cooking, cleaning, laundry, repairing, and auto maintenance. And like I said, this is not it's not a totally all-inclusive list. There's other things, other skills that I'm sure you all of you can think of that you can add to this list. Um, so realistically, we cannot expect one partner to have all these skills, right? This team building, a healthy and suc- this team building is a healthy and successful relationship requires both partners to individually lead at different times, depending on who has the stronger skill needed to strengthen the team. Okay. Um, so I just want to say this team building in a healthy and successful relationship requires both partners to individually lead at different times, depending on who has the stronger skill needed to strengthen the team. So whichever partner has the stronger skill in a particular area should lead. It's not about whether you're a male or female, but rather what individual skills each person has that he or she can contribute to the relationship. So, for example, if your partner is weak in planning skills and you have strong planning skills, then you should take the lead and make the plans and coach your partner to learn those planning skills by asking him or her to help a little with planning. And just like any new skills we learn in life with practice, by trial and error and encouragement, we eventually improve and learn the skill. So you see, it's unreasonable to expect our partners to have all the strengths and no weaknesses. So I just want to say that, okay? That list I just read you, it's a pretty long list. And there's no way that I've never seen it, okay, in my lifetime. There's not one person and there's not one partner that has the entire list. Okay. So that's why I don't feel it's fair where a lot of coaches are saying that men should lead. That it's not just coaches. There's a lot of belief systems out there that preach that. And realistically, I just don't think. I think it's a nice ideal, okay, but it's not reality because we all have different strengths and weaknesses. And so not since not everyone has all those team building skills, each partner will be able to contribute to their partnership with each having certain strengths and weaknesses in within themselves that they can bring to the table, so to speak, right? Um, so the key is to recognize that no one is perfect and each partner has both strengths and weaknesses. In every relationship, there's a balance of give and take where both partners individually will each need to sometimes take the lead in love with his or her partner according to the strengths each possesses. We must stop having unrealistic expectations on our partners and start taking the lead in love sometimes to frankly give grace and compensate for our partner's weaknesses. We often think about leadership in general as one person having control and being in charge. But when it comes to leadership in love, it's not about the power dynamics, but rather it's about taking responsibility to positively guide the relationship with mutual respect. It's making your relationship a high priority, paying close attention to your partner, listening and connecting to them because the relationship matters. So, in the relationships with our partners, what does leadership and love and team building look like? Okay, so now I'm going to list, I'm going to give a picture of what it looks like for us to be uh, in a team building situation with regard to leadership and love. Leading involves paying attention to your partner, making the effort to listen, understand, and respond to your partner's needs, desires, and concerns. Let me just say it again. Paying attention to your partner, making the effort to listen, understand, and respond to your partner's needs, desires, and concerns. And then leading also involves conflict resolution with your partner, taking the initiative to address conflicts, solve problems, and overcome challenges by seeking solutions or compromises that are in the best interest of both partners. Leadership involves communicating with your partner, being open, honest, and transparent when expressing feelings, needs, and expectations during a conversation. Leading involves encouraging and supporting your partner, providing encouragement to partners' goals and dreams, as well as being emotionally supportive during tough times. Um, Leadership also involves showing compassion to your partner, being empathetic, caring, and understanding your partner's feelings and emotions. Also, having an open mind to see your partner's perspective. Leading also involves building trust with your partner, being vulnerable, and being your true self to your partner, honoring your commitment to your partner by always remaining loyal and fiercely protecting your relationship. Therefore, shared leadership is working together as a team where leading in love is done with a loving and supportive approach. We need to always keep in mind that it's never just one partner who's responsible in building a healthy and successful relationship, but rather a team effort. It's the organic flow of sharing relationship responsibilities with each of the partners, taking turns in the active role of leaning into one's strengths to lead in certain situations. This intentional, thoughtful exchange is what will ultimately be the essential team building skills needed in leadership and love. So, when we all strive to lead in love, not only will we continually add to our own personal growth and development, but also further the personal growth and development of our partners. We are all work in progress. Let leadership and love be the catalyst for our progress. Okay? So, um, with that said, I just want to say this does not apply to toxic relationships. Okay, because some of you may be asking, well, my partner is has addictions, they're very toxic, they're abusive. What we talked about today is for when we say a dysfunctional person, that's not there's all types of dysfunction, okay? There's very dysfunction, which we can almost say is unhealthy and toxic. And then there's just dysfunction where people have their little quirks, weaknesses. Like I said, not everyone's going to have all those skills needed to build a team. So some of us are going to be stronger in some of those skills, some of us are going to be weaker in some of those skills. And so when we say dysfunction, it's more or less um, people that may not have all the skills to build a relationship, right? To build a successful relationship. So we're not talking. So I just want to caution everyone. Keep in mind, I'm not talking about the toxic relationships or the people that are unhealthy and are abusive. Okay, this is specifically for just general dysfunction, which I'm defining in this conversation as people that have have weaknesses or maybe personality quirks or something minor that's not perfect, of flaws, okay? So I hope this has been helpful. And it's just really important that we all take responsibility and learn from each other, learn the skills that's needed to build a healthy team, right? Uh, so and and it's important that we all can work with each other because if we start alienating each other and start judging each other as, oh well, I'm more mature than you, therefore I'm going to stay away from you. Folks, we cannot behave this way in this world. Part of the world is interacting. It's the exchange, it's the synergy, right, of people. And so how is the world ever going to improve if we all stay in our own silos, right? If we all stay in our own lane and we never cross the lane to befriend people and to engage with others, how do we grow, right? So, and it's fine that we all are growing individually, but at the same time, part of learning things is sharing it with others, right? So we got to look at this from a higher perspective that as we continue to learn and grow, we also should help others. And I don't mean enable. Like I said, this is not about people that are toxic. We're not talking about enabling toxic behaviors or toxic people. However, if it's just a matter of you having a strength that your partner has a weakness in, that you can step up and lead, and vice versa. If your partner has a strength that you don't have, then your partner can take the lead. So it's a mutual exchange, and it's I rub your back, you rub my back, and it's a give and take. As you've heard it said many times in relationships, a healthy relationship is a give and take. Okay, it's an equal partnership. You've heard me say that many times. It's an equal partnership. It's got to be mutual feelings, mutual effort. Okay. So anyway, if you like this video and you resonate with this, please click like and click share. If you have any questions or you want to comment on your on anything we've talked about, please feel free to put it in the comments. I will respond back. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can be notified of all my future videos. And thanks very much for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you again soon. Bye.